Hey everyone, welcome back to a new video on how to fix UT3G or any USB4 eGPU issues. So I'll be using my ThinkPad P14G5 AMD Ryzen 8840HS model with RTX 4070 Super. So before updating to 24H2, everything was working fine. Post installation of Windows 24H2 and a few cumulative updates later, it's specifically September updates, the eGPU won't get detected, and it simply displays the red light in the eGPU module. So it even with the force enabling the SW1 switch to force on all the time, even then it was not detected by the PC. So it was just pulling the power and there was no data. So what I did to fix it, so I just tried reinstalling the entire thing, deleting the C drive and doing a fresh install. After that, I've noticed few changes. So the changes specifically, so let me show the hidden devices. So you'll see two new devices that are unknown. So while migrating from 24H2 to 23H2 to 24H2 or 25H2, I didn't notice this, but upon a fresh install, there were two hidden devices along with ACP HDA node. So what I did was I just opened up the laptop, and it seems that the chip that Lenovo uses is Ferrite Technologies, so specifically PS8833. So I did check the specification and it should work. So what I think is this data rate, since 24H2 now allows you to connect to 80 gigabits per second with Thunderbolt. So this could be pushing a lot more power and data, not power but data, that is out of spec, and that was constantly switching the module UT3G from off to on, and because of the latest HLK or the driver kit certification rules, or specifically Windows 11 security protocols with the drivers, so they've changed the way how it works. So let me just so when you have multiple crashes due to the driver, so I had observed crashes with VSODs, specifically DXGI kernel errors, as well as a secure kernel error whenever I was trying to update the ASMedia PDX chip that is present in UT3G. So it was instantly crashing 24H2 or 25H2. So what I found was a complete power cycling. So that really helped the UT3G and the PC to recognize, and it just from total red LEDs to green. But aside from that, so you should install this driver. It will not help you much. So if you don't have this chip, so even driver Store Explorer does not say that there is a device that is tagged to the device ID. I think since it's hidden, and it should be something called firmware here. Yeah, you'll see that it is not tied to any devices, but it is there. So make sure this is the firmware version. This is the latest available version. So I did install it and did full power down for maybe 8 hours. So I just left it for a day and then connected the cable back. So I've just swapped out the cable for Anker cable that is Intel certified for Thunderbolt 4. If you can use Apple Thunderbolt 5. So if you are running multiple data plus display devices, I would highly recommend using the active cable from Apple or Anker or Belkin. It would be consisting of copper, so that's the reason it's very expensive, and it will support the actual data rates of 40 gigabits per second, and also deliver power at 100 watts. So if you are on Thunderbolt 5, it should deliver 240 watts and around 80 gigabits of data rate at minimum. So it is supporting 120 Gbps, but I'm not sure how many laptops or vendors support that data rate. But yeah, there is that certification. So once you have installed this firmware, you will see something like this. So this is the actual faulty driver. So this runs into live kernel mode, so that will stop the future connects or disconnects to happen. So it won't you'll not see any connect or disconnect sounds or notification. We just check the memory location. So you'll see that whenever the USB4 or any drivers related to USB4 crashes, it will trigger a watchdog, and that will constantly monitor it. So what I've did is I clear them off. Let me just check the location. Okay, so I have come. So this is a live kernel report location. So once you go there, you'll see a watchdog, and you'll see a lot of dump files related to the UCM-UCSI. So it is specifically the ACPI driver. Just let me just see if I can get the. Yeah, this is one of the driver. You'll see a lot of crashes related to UCSI. Deleted all the DMP files, and then restart your PC and then connect. Then it should actually work. Once you see that everything is done, so download generic studio drivers or game ready drivers. Don't remove anything. So once Windows Update downloads the proper driver, immediately download the studio. I'm using studio drivers. So if you are using game ready driver, you can download the same. There's not much of a difference. What you have to do is you should see this driver installed under nvppc. Don't remove this, you'll need that. Along with that, there is another driver. So what I've just set earlier, UCI ACPI driver, this one. So you'll see generic crashes related to UCM if it is not installed, and whenever the system goes into idle state, you'll see that the USB4 eGPU will instantly crash. So to prevent that, you need to install this. It won't be using this driver. As you can see, it just stays there, simply resident. So if you try to remove it, I tried to remove those things during testing, and it negatively impacted the eGPU performance because it was simply crashing again. So once everything is done, go to AMD software. So another issue that may arise is due to FreeSync panel. So AMD driver is giving me issues again. So if anyone's asking why I'm not using generic drivers, it's because the ThinkPad device ID or INF does not support or does not install with generic drivers. So you need to use the OEM drivers. Load the bulk driver bundle. So HSA is all the UWP apps together. This is actually a headache if you're on an OEM driver. So get rid of drivers. So I'll just keep this for reference and with the actual timestamp. So I'll go to videos. Works. So this is actually a headache for me, maintaining driver versions. So there should be something called pop settings. Yeah. So go to the settings tab, go to display, disable FreeSync, image boost, everything. So anything related to internal radio on cable. So since I'm using NVIDIA, so this is causing issues for some panel and the internal panel that is not playing well with G-Sync or NVIDIA drivers. So that's the reason you have to disable FreeSync. So if you want, you can keep the VSR enabled. So for safety reasons and driver stability, I just recommend turning this off as well. Disable hotkeys, so it can actually interfere with the NVIDIA overlay. Disable that, and I think we're good to go. Driver version. So everything is default. So I did set it to 2 GB so that I can get the memory back, but it seems it has issues with the driver stability when I tweak the stock configuration in the ThinkPad BIOS. So I've just kept it default at 4 GB. You'll see that the shared memory is around 14 GB alongside 4 GB. So for the NVIDIA dGPU, it is dedicated is around 12, so you'll get around 11,890. So after that, so if you're actually using AI task, you'll see a lot of memory swapping to RAM. So that's so it'll totally destroy or downgrade or degrade the performance. So I would highly suggest to pick models whichever fits in the memory. So even if it's 10 GB of usage, you'll see that it starts swapping to the main memory. So to avoid that, use smaller memory, smaller models. So it does support VF16 as well as FP8. So for FP4, only Blackwell supports it. So in case, you can also try the GGUF model. So if you want further quantized model, if you are running Comfy UI or any other AI models or LLMs locally. So I've configured NVIDIA overlay as well. So this does keeps resetting. So just make sure that you have to set it each and every time. If you want recording or game filters, you have to launch the game filter. Launch the game so the filters can work. There should be video capture, instant replay. This is the I'm using the stock settings. Instant replay, photo mode, screenshot, or it won't record without a supported game or any RTX demos or Unreal Engine. It should actually pick up and enable instant replay or full recording. What I did is I've changed a few of the settings here under global settings. So this is subject to your taste. So if you would like adding HDR like vibrancy to your gaming, you can add it. I personally don't like it, so it's just too much vivid for my taste. So smooth motion is disabled. So what I did is I just override everything and do latest versions of DLSS, frame generation, and everything. And power management mode is set to maximum performance. I'll just switch it for and make sure physics is set to 4070 super, so that if you are using any physics based title, so that it works as expected, otherwise it will be very slow. If you see here the normal band, it is consuming under 5 or 10, depends on the things you're using. I have the audio AI based noise cancelling and other stuffs enabled for in Nvidia broadcast. So in case if it's causing more issues with the eGPU suddenly turning off or suddenly going into idle state, change it to prefer maximum performance. You'll see that 5 to 10 watts is higher for greater stability. So it's not a big thing. So this is the specifications. So I'm driving it through the internal display. So if you see, if you have external display, I would highly recommend connecting to it so that it reduces the performance hit. So in case if anyone wants to know what is the link bandwidth, so this is the thing. So this is the performance from Anker driver, Anker cable. So this is the second part where I show you how to act properly and safely eject the Nvidia eGPU from your machine. So in case if you have Nvidia settings open in the background, click on exit, so that it will exit the things. Now click on the safely remove hardware and click on the video controller. So you'll see yellow banks on the 4070 super or any GPU what is connected. So this is still not safe to be removed from the port directly because it will trigger the ACPI error once again with that same UCM driver issue, and have to redo the earlier steps to get back the eGPU into a working state. So there's a so I accidentally found this method when debugging yesterday night. So I'll just add an overlay picture so that it highlights how I just turned off the eGPU directly. So you'll not see the bands, yellow bands or anything, because the GPU is still running, so it's still not safe to be removed. So if I just turn off the GPU here, and you'll see that there is all the LEDs on the eGPU are now off, so which is now safe to be removed. Now if you want to connect it back with the USB-C cable attached, you just have to turn it on once again. So if you are on if it's off permanently on your desk, so this is a valid approach without triggering the UCM driver ACPI issue once again. So this is perfectly safe. As you can see, Nvidia settings is now open once again, and the GPU is detected properly. I hope this is helpful for people who have encountered the eGPU issue after migrating from Windows 11 23H2 or older to Windows 11 24H2 or 25H2. So I hope this tutorial is helpful. It took 2 weeks of downtime to fix this, so I hope this solves the issue for all the users, affected users. And thanks for watching. Bye.